The vast medical research station hung like a silver needle against the dark velvet of space, its gleaming corridors humming with the quiet efficiency of human scientific precision. Dr. J. Park moved through the sterile white hallways, his steps measured and calm, clipboard in hand and a digital tablet tucked under his arm. Outside the station's reinforced windows, distant stars flickered like tiny pinpricks of hope. Jay had spent years studying rare reproductive medical conditions across different alien species. His reputation growing with each successful treatment, today felt different. Something in the station's atmosphere seemed charged with anticipation. The emergency medical bay doors slid open with a soft, pneumatic hiss. Alien medical transporters carried a critically injured patient wrapped in shimmering, medical containment fields. Her body was unlike anything Jay had seen before. Delicate silver-blue skin with intricate neural network patterns that pulsed weakly, indicating severe internal damage. Medical scanners began their rapid assessment. Complicated holographic displays flickered around the patient, revealing extensive cellular deterioration in her reproductive system. Her species was rare, a civilization on the brink of genetic collapse with fewer than 10,000 individuals remaining in the known galaxy. Nurses and medical technicians moved with synchronized precision. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, Jay's senior colleague, reviewed the incoming medical logs. Her expression was grave. "These injuries are complex," she muttered, her fingers dancing across the diagnostic interface. "Multiple cellular disruptions, genetic instability, and massive systemic trauma." Jay studied the patient's medical records. Her name was Arya Kim, a scientific researcher from a distant star system. Her medical history revealed generations of genetic challenges that had pushed her species toward potential extinction. Each scan showed layers of genetic complexity that would challenge even the most advanced human medical technologies. The patient's breathing was shallow, her neural responses minimal. Traditional medical interventions had failed her people repeatedly. Her entire civilization watched and waited, hoping this human medical team could succeed where countless others had not. Jay noticed something unique in her genetic structure. Subtle variations that suggested remarkable adaptive potential lay hidden beneath the damaged cellular networks. Where other physicians might see hopeless genetic degradation, he saw an intricate puzzle waiting to be solved. Hours passed. Sophisticated medical nanobots prepared for potential intervention. Complex molecular reconstructive algorithms hummed in the background, processing millions of potential genetic repair scenarios every millisecond. Dr. Rodriguez approached Jay, her professional demeanor revealing a hint of cautious optimism. "Your specialized xenoreproductive research might be our only hope," she said, her voice low and serious. "Standard protocols won't work here." Jay understood the immense responsibility. This was more than a medical procedure. This was potentially a diplomatic mission, a chance to demonstrate human medical capabilities to an entire alien civilization watching from light years away. The station's medical bay maintained a perfect 37-degree temperature, mimicking ideal healing conditions. Specialized light frequencies designed to support cellular regeneration cast a soft blue glow around the patient's containment unit. Arya's vital signs remained critically unstable. Her neural patterns suggested she was aware, somewhere between consciousness and the delicate threshold of survival. Each breath seemed a negotiation with death, each heartbeat a defiance against genetic collapse. Jay reviewed his research notes, years of study condensed into potential treatment strategies. Experimental genetic reconstruction techniques he had developed might offer a solution, but the risks were substantial. One miscalculation could mean the end of not just an individual life, but potentially an entire species' future. As station, time markers clicked forward, marking another hour of critical care. Jay realized this moment would define his entire medical career. The patient's fate, her civilization's hope, and his professional reputation balanced on the razor's edge of scientific innovation. The medical bay hummed with anticipation, a cathedral of technological hope waiting for a miracle that only precise human medical intervention could potentially deliver. The medical lab glowed with soft blue diagnostic lights, casting long shadows across rows of advanced equipment. Dr. J. Park stood motionless, his eyes fixed on complex genetic sequences dancing across multiple holographic screens. Hours had transformed into days of meticulous research and careful preparation. Arya Kim lay within a specialized healing chamber, her silver-blue skin now networked with tiny medical sensors that monitored every cellular response. Her breathing remained controlled by advanced life support systems, each breath a delicate balance between survival and potential genetic reconstruction. Jay's breakthrough came from an unexpected combination of human nano-regenerative techniques and a revolutionary, genetic mapping algorithm he had developed during his doctoral research. Traditional medical approaches had failed her species for generations, but his method offered something entirely different, a complete cellular reset and reconstruction. Small robotic nanobots, smaller than human blood cells, began their intricate work. They moved through Arya's damaged reproductive system like microscopic surgeons, identifying genetic errors and systematically repairing complex molecular structures. Each nanobot carried specific programmed instructions designed to rebuild without disrupting the fundamental genetic identity. Dr. Elena Rodriguez watched the procedure, her experienced eyes tracking every minute change. "Remarkable," she whispered, watching cellular networks rebuild themselves with unprecedented precision. The nanobots worked like tiny architects, reconstructing damaged genetic blueprints millimeter by millimeter. The medical team had prepared for multiple potential failure scenarios. Alien biology was notoriously complex with genetic structures that often defied human medical understanding. But Jay's approach was different. He viewed genetic damage not as a problem to fight, but as a complex puzzle to solve. Hours passed. The nanobots completed their first reconstruction phase. Preliminary scans showed something extraordinary. Arya's reproductive system was not just healing but regenerating with enhanced genetic stability. Cellular structures that had been damaged for generations were now showing signs of complete recovery. Specialized cooling systems maintained a perfect environment, preventing any potential rejection or unexpected genetic mutations. Each nanobot communicated with a central control system, sharing real-time data about cellular reconstruction progress. Jay noticed something unexpected during the procedure. Arya's genetic structure contained unique adaptive markers that responded positively to the human medical intervention. Where previous medical attempts had failed, his approach seemed to trigger a remarkable healing response. The medical station's advanced computer systems began generating predictive models. Complex algorithms calculated potential long-term outcomes, showing increasingly positive genetic reconstruction probabilities. What had seemed impossible just days ago now appeared potentially achievable. Station medical logs would later record this moment as a significant breakthrough in interspecies medical technology. Researchers from multiple star systems would study Jay's reconstruction technique, recognizing its potential to solve complex genetic challenges. Arya's vital signs began stabilizing. Her neural networks showed increased activity, suggesting not just physical healing, but a comprehensive genetic restoration. The nanobots continued their precise work, rebuilding damaged cellular structures with incredible accuracy. Dr. Rodriguez approached Jay, her professional demeanor revealing a mix of scientific excitement and professional respect. "Your approach is unprecedented," she said, studying the evolving medical data. "We're witnessing something extraordinary." The medical bay remained quiet, except for the soft humming of advanced equipment. Specialized monitors tracked every microscopic change, recording a medical miracle in real time. Each minute brought new evidence of successful genetic reconstruction. Outside the station's reinforced windows, distant stars continued their silent watch. Somewhere light years away, Arya's civilization waited, hoping for news of a potential medical breakthrough that could save their entire species from genetic extinction. Jay understood the immense responsibility. This was more than a medical procedure. This was a testament to human medical innovation, a bridge between different species and their potential shared future. As the final reconstruction phase began, the medical team held their collective breath. Nanobots made their final precise adjustments, completing a medical procedure that would be remembered as a turning point in interstellar medical history. The healing chamber's soft lights pulsed gently, suggesting something miraculous was happening, a complete genetic restoration that defied previous medical limitations. The Galactic Diplomatic Conference Hall buzzed with tension. Representatives from multiple star systems gathered, their diverse forms creating a complex mosaic of alien cultures. At the center of this intricate political stage sat Dr. J. Park, suddenly transformed from a medical researcher to an unexpected diplomatic focal point. An ancient interstellar medical covenant, forgotten by most modern civilizations, now emerged as a critical legal framework. According to this rare protocol, a physician who successfully restores reproductive capabilities to a critically endangered species becomes legally recognized as a genetic protector and potential mate. Admiral Hyun Lee, representing the human space fleet, looked uncomfortable. His crisp uniform seemed to tighten with each passing moment as complex legal arguments filled the conference chamber. The humans had never anticipated such a bizarre legal interpretation would apply to one of their medical researchers. Arya Kim sat nearby, her restored body now a living testament to human medical innovation. Her silver-blue skin reflected the holographic displays, showing her species' genetic history and the remarkable transformation Jay had achieved. She remained calm, understanding the profound implications of this unexpected legal bond. Alien legal scholars presented intricate arguments. Their translators converted complex linguistic nuances, revealing a web of cultural traditions that predated human space exploration by thousands of years. The medical covenant was not just a legal document, but a sacred cultural agreement among advanced civilizations. Jay realized he was no longer just a medical researcher. He had become a diplomatic bridge between human scientific achievement and alien cultural traditions. His single medical intervention now carried potential consequences far beyond any single treatment. The conference room's environmental controls reflected the diverse physiological needs of its occupants. Specialized atmospheric zones maintained comfortable conditions for beings with radically different biological requirements. Holographic displays showed genetic charts, medical records, and complex legal interpretations. "The covenant is clear," announced a senior alien diplomat, his tentacle-like appendages moving with precise bureaucratic gestures. "The physician who restores reproductive capabilities becomes a genetic guardian. This is not negotiable." Human legal experts scrambled to understand the implications. This was more than a medical procedure. It was a potential permanent biological and legal connection between Jay and Arya's species. Research papers and diplomatic protocols were being rewritten in real time. Arya remained composed. Her species had faced potential extinction for generations. This legal protocol represented hope, a mechanism designed to protect and preserve rare civilizations through medical intervention and genetic partnership. Admiral Lee attempted to argue, presenting human cultural perspectives. But the ancient covenant's language was unambiguous. Medical restoration carried profound cultural and biological responsibilities that transcended human legal understanding. Specialized translation systems converted every diplomatic exchange, ensuring precise communication. Each word carried weight, each gesture potentially altering the diplomatic landscape between multiple star systems. The conference hall reflected multiple gravitational environments. Alien representatives from low-gravity and high-gravity worlds sat in specialized containment zones, their biological needs carefully managed. This diversity underscored the complexity of interstellar diplomatic negotiations. Jay understood he stood at a unique historical moment. His medical skills had transformed him from a researcher into a potential diplomatic representative. The human medical establishment watched with a mixture of scientific curiosity and diplomatic concern. Genetic reconstruction reports played on massive holographic displays. They showed the intricate process of Arya's medical restoration, revealing the remarkable human medical techniques that had saved her species. Each chart and graph told a story of scientific achievement and unexpected cultural connection. The alien legal scholars seemed particularly interested in Jay's genetic and medical background. They conducted rapid genetic compatibility assessments, determining the potential biological implications of this unexpected bond. As hours passed, the diplomatic tension gradually transformed. What had begun as a potential conflict now emerged as a unique opportunity for interstellar understanding. Jay's medical intervention represented more than a scientific achievement. It was a bridge between different civilizations. The conference continued, each moment revealing new layers of complexity in this unprecedented medical and diplomatic scenario. Jay Park, once a quiet medical researcher, now found himself at the center of a potential historical transformation. The station's multicultural living quarters hummed with an unusual blend of human and alien environments. Jay and Arya found themselves navigating an unexpected partnership, their lives intertwined by medical intervention and complex legal traditions. Arya's cultural practices seemed alien to Jay. Her communication involved subtle neural pulses and intricate body language that human sensors could barely detect. She moved with a grace that suggested multiple sensory perceptions beyond human understanding. Their initial interactions were awkward. Jay tried to maintain professional boundaries, but the genetic bonding protocol demanded something more intimate. Alien legal requirements suggested a deep psychological and biological connection that went far beyond traditional human relationship concepts. The station's cultural integration team watched carefully. They understood this was more than a personal connection. It was a potential diplomatic experiment. Every interaction between Jay and Arya would be documented, analyzed, and studied by researchers across multiple star systems. Arya's biological rhythms were completely different from human patterns. She required specialized nutrition that combined complex molecular compounds. Her sleep cycles involved partial neural regeneration that looked like meditation to human observers. Jay had to learn an entirely new way of understanding biological existence. Human colleagues looked uncertain. Some saw the connection as a fascinating scientific opportunity, while others viewed it with cultural suspicion. The medical team recognized the unprecedented nature of their interactions. Specialized translation devices struggled to capture the nuanced communication between Jay and Arya. Their conversations involved layers of meaning that went beyond simple verbal exchange. Neural patterns, subtle body movements, and complex chemical signals created a communication method that traditional human language could barely comprehend. Cultural training sessions became a daily routine. Jay learned about Arya's civilization, a society that valued collective genetic preservation over individual preferences. Her people had developed complex social structures designed to ensure species survival through precise genetic interactions. The station's environmental systems adapted continuously. Special quarters were designed to accommodate both human and alien biological needs. Atmospheric composition, gravitational settings, and sensory inputs changed dynamically to support their unique partnership. Arya's perspective on medical intervention was radically different from human understanding. For her species, medical restoration was not just a technical procedure, but a profound spiritual and cultural experience. Each cellular repair carried deep genetic memories and collective consciousness. Jay discovered unexpected connections. His medical research took on new dimensions as he understood the complex biological interactions that defined Arya's civilization. What had begun as a professional intervention now transformed into a deep cultural exchange. Station records showed increasing biological synchronization between Jay and Arya. Their neural patterns began showing remarkable similarities, suggesting a deeper genetic connection than anyone had initially predicted. Medical scanners detected subtle changes in their cellular structures. The diplomatic implications became more complex. Their partnership represented more than a personal connection. It was a potential model for interspecies cooperation. Researchers from multiple star systems began studying their interactions with intense scientific curiosity. Alien cultural protocols demanded certain behavioral expectations. Jay learned intricate communication rituals that involved neural synchronization and chemical signal exchanges. These were far more complex than any human social interaction he had experienced. Arya's perspective on human civilization fascinated station researchers. She viewed human medical technology as both primitive and remarkably innovative. Her analysis went beyond simple technical assessment, exploring deep cultural and philosophical implications of human scientific approaches. The station's multicultural environment became their shared world. Specialized zones allowed them to navigate their unique biological and cultural differences. Each day brought new discoveries, new challenges, and unexpected moments of profound connection. Human medical ethics and alien cultural traditions collided and merged. Jay and Arya represented a living experiment in interspecies understanding. Their partnership challenged existing concepts of biological connection, cultural exchange, and potential future galactic relationships. As station time markers moved forward, their connection grew deeper. What had begun as a medical intervention now transformed into something far more complex, a bridge between different civilizations, different biological experiences, and potentially different futures. The universe watched, waiting to understand the profound implications of this unexpected partnership. The Galactic Medical Council, assembled in a massive circular chamber, holographic displays showing Jay and Arya's complex genetic and cultural connection. Representatives from hundreds of star systems watched with intense curiosity. Jay understood they represented something more than a personal partnership. Their connection symbolized potential interspecies cooperation, a living demonstration of how scientific innovation could bridge seemingly impossible cultural differences. Alien genetic historians analyzed their cellular interactions. Preliminary reports showed unprecedented biological synchronization. Where human and alien genetic structures would typically reject each other, Jay and Arya's systems demonstrated remarkable adaptive capabilities. Station security protocols tracked their movements. Every interaction became a potential scientific breakthrough. Medical scanners continuously monitored their neural networks, documenting how two fundamentally different biological systems could create a harmonious connection. Arya's civilization watched from distant star systems. Her successful medical restoration and subsequent partnership represented hope for a species on the brink of genetic extinction. Each data point they transmitted showed remarkable genetic stability and potential future reproductive possibilities. The Medical Council debated complex legal and scientific implications. Their partnership challenged fundamental understanding of interspecies relationships. Traditional diplomatic frameworks seemed inadequate to describe their unique connection. Jay discovered unexpected emotional depths. His scientific training had never prepared him for the profound neural and chemical connections he now experienced with Arya. Their communication transcended verbal language, involving complex neural pulse exchanges and molecular signaling. Specialized research teams developed new scientific protocols based on their interactions. What had begun as a single medical intervention now promised potential solutions for multiple endangered galactic civilizations facing complex genetic challenges. Alien cultural traditions required specific partnership rituals. Jay learned intricate neural synchronization techniques that involved complex chemical and electromagnetic exchanges. These practices went far beyond human understanding of emotional or biological connection. Station environmental systems adapted continuously. Special quarters reflected their unique biological requirements, creating spaces that supported both human and alien physiological needs. Atmospheric composition, gravitational settings, and sensory inputs changed dynamically. The diplomatic potential became increasingly clear. Their partnership represented a living model of interspecies cooperation. Researchers recognized they were witnessing something unprecedented in galactic medical and cultural history. Arya's perspective on human civilization grew more nuanced. She analyzed human medical technologies with a complex understanding that merged scientific observation with deep cultural insight. Her neural patterns suggested a profound respect for human innovative capabilities. Genetic reconstruction reports showed remarkable stability. Their cellular structures demonstrated adaptive capabilities that challenged existing scientific understanding. Each medical scan revealed new layers of potential interspecies genetic compatibility. The medical council's final assessment approached. Jay and Arya prepared to present their findings, knowing their partnership would be scrutinized by the most advanced scientific minds in the known galaxy. Station records documented their journey. From a critical medical intervention to a potential diplomatic breakthrough, their connection represented hope for multiple endangered civilizations. They had become more than individuals. They were a living scientific experiment. Alien legal scholars prepared complex documentation. The genetic bonding protocol that had initially seemed restrictive now emerged as a sophisticated mechanism for preserving rare biological diversity. Their partnership demonstrated the protocol's profound wisdom. Jay reflected on his journey. A simple medical researcher had become a potential diplomatic representative, bridging civilizations through scientific innovation and personal connection. The boundaries between medical intervention and cultural exchange had blurred completely. Arya's neural patterns suggested deep emotional synchronization. Her civilization's complex biological understanding merged with Jay's precise medical approach, creating something entirely new. They represented potential future pathways for galactic cooperation. The massive conference chamber filled with anticipation. Holographic displays showed their complex genetic interactions, neural synchronizations, and potential future implications. Researchers from multiple star systems leaned forward, waiting to understand the full significance of their connection. As station time markers moved forward, Jay and Arya prepared to share their discoveries. They were no longer just individuals but representatives of potential future galactic understanding, a living demonstration of how scientific innovation, compassion, and cultural openness could transform entire civilizations. The universe watched, waiting to understand the profound implications of their shared destiny.